Good evening. Happening right now, a scene of terror in Paris again. Just a short time ago, a police officer was shot dead in a targeted attack. Two others seriously wounded on one of the world's most famous streets. Now, the shooting happened near a subway station on the Champs Elysees when a man jumped out of a car and opened fire with an automatic weapon. A short time later, the assailant was shot and killed. A police source tells French media the attacker was a known terror suspect. Authorities have also raided a home near the Champs Elysees. The entire 2-kilometer-long avenue is now closed to pedestrians and vehicles. Our Parliament Hill correspondent Cormac Mac Sweeney was in the area when the attack happened. He joins us live now via FaceTime. Good evening, Cormac. Tell me what happened when you walked out of your show and you saw armed officers around.
Well, we had received, as you can actually see, the armed officers walking behind me just now. There are many officers still in the area, but I was actually watching the show just off of the Champs Elysees, and when my phone was going off like crazy with people checking in to see if I was okay. I later learned what had happened, came to the scene. There were helicopters circling around in the sky. There were vans of police tactical units arriving at the scene. People were stuck in businesses and restaurants being escorted out. Police had guns drawn. It was a very, very tense situation when this was all happening. I didn't hear anything myself, but I was speaking with one of the witnesses who had said he was on the Champs Elysees as it happened. He heard gunshots. He said he turned around and saw police arriving about 5 to 10 seconds later, shooting the gunman dead. I saw from another witness just quickly a short video of police hovering over a body, seemed to be possibly giving first aid to someone. Wasn't sure if it was the shooter or one of the police officers who had been killed. But obviously there were a lot of people on the Champs Elysees at this time. So a very scary moment for a lot of people here, and still very tense, as you see, with police behind me here shutting off a lot of roads that lead to the crime scene.
Tell me how quickly and how many officers descended on the scene after the shots rang out.
When I walked out, we had heard the sirens, and we had run quickly to the area where we knew, because we could see the flashing lights, and there were already many police vehicles on scene and a lot of tactical armed officers with automatic rifles walking through the streets around the Champs Elysees, many of them actually telling people to get on the ground, to get out of their way, to move to safety, trying to get as many people out. There were some people who were just peeking out, curious as to see what was going on, and we saw tactical units form lines and approach as if they were a threat until they could deem that they weren't a threat, letting them go without any incident whatsoever.
And now you're with a lot of the media right now, but are there any members of the public still out on the street?
Yeah, there are some people in the public who are on the streets at the moment. I'm actually standing in an area cordoned off by police, but there are a lot of people who are just trying to see what's happened. I've been trying to get some people to chat with me who can speak in English, but a lot of people unfortunately cannot. But the ones that I have spoken with, of course, that witness and others terrified, of course, because the Champs Elysees, as you said, one of the most famous streets in Paris. A lot of tourists were out earlier today. There was a lot of it was very warm. A lot of people were out trying to enjoy the weather. I myself was enjoying the Champs Elysees before I went to that show, and a lot of innocent people when this attack happened, you know, afraid for their lives, of course, after all of this. And a lot of people who live here have gone through something like this. Of course, we remember what happened with the Bataclan and the terrorist attack then, a frightening scene, and one that is happening, unfortunately, yet again here in Paris.
Okay, Cormac, appreciate your time, and stay safe. Now, French police have not released any details about the attacker, but now ISIS appears to be claiming responsibility, and we will continue to follow developments on this story from Paris.